Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I really want to play with the lovely Matte Mosaic palette. I think I'm going to kind of dip into these kind of shades here and create a slightly softer look, because I think a lot of my looks recently are quite heavy on the eyes, but something, yeah, a little bit softer. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with skin first. I realise I haven't really done my base much in videos. Okay, so I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I'm going to kind of do my go-to base routine and just mix up kind of the blusher shade. Just going to take a buffing brush just to buff that into the skin. It's kind of perfect glowy base. And then for my foundation slash concealer, the hint, actually no, I'm not going to use this, I always use this, so let's go and switch up for the Lily Lola Cream Foundation in Cotton. Just realised I forget I have this sometimes. And it's just as beautiful on the skin. So I'm going to use this foundation, but I will use the Hint Beauty for my actual concealer. And as I said, I am going to go in with the Hint Beauty concealer in the shade Fair. And actually use it for under my eyes and on my blemishes. I'm just going to lay it down first. And then go ahead and stipple over blemishes, and then I will go ahead and properly blend out in a second. Okay, and then for blush today, I've decided I want to go in with the Lily Lola Cream Blusher in the shade Poppy. So slightly more coral based of the blushes. I'm just going to use my same brush I used for the base. Just go ahead and kind of stipple this onto the cheeks. Okay, I'm going to quickly go ahead and do my brows with my ABH powder and my Kosas brow gel, and then we're back to do eyes in just a sec. Okay, so I've prepped and primed my eyes with the Lily Lola eye primer, and now I'm going to move into the palette. And I think the first... Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Start with the shade Apricot here, just on a fluffy brush. Pick some of this up and I'm going to start working this into the crease to begin with. And it's going to be my kind of like, I guess, transition shade. So I'm just using circular motions and kind of just buffing back and forth. So like I said, I'm going for a much lighter look because I realised the last few have been quite deep and smoky. So let's go for something slightly lighter. Still going to want to obviously go for that autumn theme, add those autumn vibes to it, but just much lighter and softer. Okay. I'm then going to I'm going to dip into... I'm actually going to go Mandarin now. Still on the fluffy brush. And I'm going to pop that onto the lid, but I'm going to bring it slightly lower down. So focus more purely in the crease as opposed to above, and just buff it into that shade. I'm just very much using a light hand with the brush as well, so more at the end. Okay, I'm actually then going still a fluffy brush, but a slightly smaller fluffy brush now. Yeah, so one kind of a bit more like this. Make sure there's nothing on this one because I don't think this is a clean brush. I'm going to dip into Vine Leaf now. not too much, and start working that onto the outer portion. And again, I'm purposely using a fluffy brush as opposed to my usual like packing shader brush that I would use for an outer portion kind of shade, but it's just to give us a lighter effect on the eyes. So it'll give me less pigment than a packing brush, and it'll give me a slightly softer finish. Okay, what I'm going to do is take that fluffy brush I was using for the slightly more orangey peachy shades, go in with apricot, not mandarin, and just kind of go over the edges of the green to blend it in. Because I have actually brought it a bit further up onto the crease than the other eye, so I'm just going to do the same on this eye. And actually I will dip a little bit into mandarin just to bring a bit more of that orange back as well. Even though like orange and green go really nicely together, like sometimes with eyeshadows you have to do a bit of blending work just to, and kind of place it differently, just to prevent like the blend looking too like muddy. Because sometimes that can happen, even though like shades complement each other by putting them together, just in terms of like shadows and blending together, you have to be slightly more careful. I'm just going to take, now I'm going to take like more of a flat packing brush. I'm actually going to do a bit of mixing. So I'm going to go in with the shade. I'm going to mix Rose Honey and Soft Tan together because I kind of want a more pinky tone, but I want it slightly lighter than what it's given me here. So I'm just going to take a mixture of both. Go back in with a bit more Soft Tan or Rose Honey, depending on how light or dark I've made it. Then I was going to take a much more smaller flat brush, go back in with Soft Tan and focus that more. Okay, then I'm just going to load my upper lashes with the Lily Yellow Big Lash. I'm going to go in Benecos Brown Liner, which is teeny tiny now. Then I'm just going to top it off with some gloss. I'm really sorry, it is going to be the Whisper lip gloss. I just think it suits a lot of these looks. Let me know actually what your favourite glosses are, because I'm where I use this one a lot. I do have like the clear and the peachy keen from Lily Lolo, but apart from that, oh, and the Kosas kind of lip oils. But apart from that, I don't really have any other lip glosses. So let me know what your favourites are down below. Maybe I'll have to go and check some of them out. So that's the lip. So yeah, it's like a slightly darker lip line and kind of just the gloss in the centre of the lips. So oh, you can see my little bald patch. Okay, so that is this look complete. So yeah, just another, of course, an autumnal look, but just a slightly softer, lighter one on the eyes. Nothing too deep, because I know, like I said, I've done quite a few dark ones. I do have quite another dark one coming up. I want to go with the greys and the yellows this time, a bit more of a grey lip. Because I think I did a grey lip last year and people seem to really like it, so I want to try and do another kind of look like that, but a bit of pop of yellow.